quick preview of the track that I'm currently working on. If you guys can help me come up with the name, that'd be great. So anyways, let's just get right into it. Anyways, so that's a quick preview of what I'm working on. I'm still working on the structure, the arrangement, and some of the mix. Let me show you guys really quick kind of how I work. So if we go up here, this is the way that I like to group my samples. I think it's very, very important. If you're new at producing, it's very important the way you organize your music, your samples, your library, everything. Organization is like one of the most important things, okay? So it makes it easy for you to locate things and then make sense of like the arrangement of your track. Anyways, so at the top I have ambience. This is obviously ambient, sort of like droney samples that are running in the back that you are not necessarily paying a lot of attention to, but they sort of carry the track, give it some character. And then let's go ahead and just preview these real quick. So here we have a couple of them. You know, very straightforward. It's like white noise, static electric type of sample with a bunch of reverb. And then we have this. Cool, so together. Cool. All right, so that's that. The low end. The low end is like literally probably the most important group. The low end, if your track cannot stand alone by itself with just the low end, then you need to go back and you need to pay attention to your low end. A lot of times you'll get distracted by wanting to add like, hats and drums and other percussions to make the track sound a little bit more complete. But if your low end, if it can't stand alone, if it doesn't sound good by itself, you need to go back and pay attention to it. This is what the low end sounds like. Cool, straightforward. It has to have character, it has to have groove, it has to sound nice. So pay attention to your low end. In my low end here, I have a couple groups. So first off, if you see this here, the kicks, there is 3 kicks layered that make up the overall kick. And then down here, I have, this is the sub. Now the kick and the sub are separate, but they are grouped together in a second group. The reason I do that is because the sub should not be processed with your kicks, because what I'm doing is in this kick group, I have this layer, and this layer. Those are being processed individually, but then I group them together and then I process them again. Now, adding all this processing with the sub included is going to make it sound messy. My kicks together, my sub, and then I group those together in a channel that basically there's like minimal, there's just like 1 EQ, that's it. And then of course I have some like reverse kicks that add tension to the breakdowns. The reverse kick basically just gives like a ramp, like a vroom, getting ready to bring in the second or the following phrase. So that's the ambience. And then I have the low end. I have synths. And this one, I'm not sure, like I typically like to work with like melodies most of the time, but I'm trying to get comfortable without adding melodies because I feel like that's my weak point. I want to be able to create, like more like industrial, percussive, noisy tracks without the need of like adding, like melodic elements. So that is on standby right now. Anyways, phrasing. This group here, phrasing is samples that happen every like 16 bars, 8 bars, 32 bars. So they happen in the transition periods between the end of a phrase and the beginning of a new one. So for example, right here, it will encompass different samples, low end, high end, mid end information, but they have in common is that they happen in the transitional periods between phrases. So for example, right here I have that. that. We have this. An impact. Another kind of impact. More effects. Cool. So that is my phrasing group. And then industrial here, you guessed it, percussions, noise. Have that. White noise. Cool. And then my hats group. And that's pretty much it. So I am, again, like I said, I'm still working on this track. I am trying to get it finished, hopefully this month or by the end of next month. But this is basically how I kind of work and organize my projects. And anyways, let's give it another quick preview. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff at Amok Industrial. Let's go.